You edit it.
You can edit it, yeah. Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome. Sort of again, got my mate, I'm a sort of my chiropractor here, Andy Davies. Again, I started going to him. Yeah, that's Andy. I started going to him probably about 5 years ago. Not really any issues. I was just going to sort of service, like you would service a car sort of thing. Just I was training a lot and everything. I went and sort of used him. Basically, yeah, obviously, like I fell in, so I connected with him and sort of like believed in sort of what he did, his outlook, his values, his vision and stuff for what about with the patient and everything. And then obviously just over the time, obviously I've been going there referring my clients to him, and then obviously become good friends as well. But chatting the other day, and we were sort of, okay, how can we sort of, because I know like there's a big change in routine now with what's going on in the world with the corona and stuff. So it's affecting obviously a lot of people it's affecting everyone really, yeah, whether it's mentally, physically, whatever, just your change in routine. And we were chatting, it's like, yeah, we'll do sort of like, we'll hang out and we'll talk through sort of some of the issues that will cover today, perhaps that people don't expect, and get Andy's sort of input, because obviously he's, stuff you just won't expect, and how he can still help you, even though sort of perhaps his clinic's closed, whatever, how he's still helping people and what he can do for you. Like sort of leave the floor to you, mate, sort of like introduce yourself if you want, bro, and sort of like talk about what you do, and then we'll kick it off, bro.
All right, cheers, Al. Like Alun said, chiropractor in Canton, Cardiff, developed these sort of relationships with PTs and various other people over the years to obviously try and build the clinic, but at the same time help different types of people. I have got a passion in sort of sport, exercise, that type of thing. So the connection with me and Al at the start was obviously with his line of work. It mixed well that he would have clients that he'd sort of say, look, I can't train them for the next 6 weeks. They've got a rotator cuff injury or they've got a bad back, whatever it might have been. And he'd come to me and say, look, can you have a look at them? And my aim was to get them back training as quickly as possible. So we'd have a good connection then between what I would recommend physically, and then I'd be able to revert back to Al with who he was training and say, look, stay away from this type of exercise, maybe push this, this, or this. And then over the years, obviously it's built up a good relationship to feed patients either way. And like you said, we were having a chat the other day and thought, with what's going on now, what can we do? Obviously my clinics had to close, which I was naturally gutted about. And we were chatting, saying, what can we do to help everyone who's out there who's going through the same stuff as we are? We're both sat in our rooms trying to kind of do this talk now, and we had a chat and we thought, right, what are the kind of main elements? And we came up with that, we had a chat on a personal front, and we sort of said, look, anxiety, stress, you get down, things like that. So we were going to touch on a few things tonight that hopefully it'll hit home with a few people. If you do have any questions, post them, and I can get back to you, or Al can get back to you on a personal front. And hopefully it helps people, really.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So guys, if you are watching this, obviously just, feel free to, like, any sort of things you want to comment on, you want us to expand on, any questions you've got, obviously comment below, and obviously me or Anne will get back to you. The first thing is obviously addressing like what is going on. Obviously the massive change in routine. Like if you think about it, everyone's life has been flipped upside down, done a 180. Like you usually go into work perhaps at 9 to 5. Kids are in school, all these different things, like everything's open, you go to the pubs, you go to watch your sport, all these different things, the gyms are usually open, and now all of a sudden, since like the other week, you're working from home, the kids are home with you, your missus or your partner's there with you, everything's closed, you can't really go out any socially, all these different things, now all these sort of different adjustments, these massive changes, okay, and just sort of, again, it's about what the effects of that now, okay? The sort of, like you think, oh, stuff's closed, I can't go out, I gotta stay in. Like people get bored, okay? And then what are people doing in the meantime, okay? Because perhaps, you start exercising or you start doing stuff around the house. And we touched on with Andy yesterday when it's sort of talking about, perhaps you're around the house more, people are doing gardening, like cleaning, picking up your kids so much more, like more than you would, you're like sitting at the desk that's not sort of perhaps the right sort of performance for you.
Ergonomically set up, yeah.
Yeah, and it's sort of like that you said, just these things you don't count on, just the small things, these small sort of like things you disregard because it's not really exercise, it's not really strenuous. But like me and Andy always say, like it's always the repetitive nature of doing stuff that will cause you sort of wake up one day, or will pop your back out, whatever. It's, oh, my back's gone, or oh, my neck's gone after sleeping last night. Oh, I had a bad sleep. And it's not from that one event. It's from the build-up of events. It's from the weeks and months building up to that. And this is what's sort of like happening now. Because again, obviously, like I said, if you can expand on that in terms of, yeah, like the routines and stuff, because you said about obviously picking up your kids, like picking up their toys, all these different things, isn't it? It's just sort of like things you don't think about, the sort of, it stacks up on a daily basis. You're doing hours of it. And then like, wow, if you're not sort of careful or aware of what you're doing, the positions you put your body in, then yeah, something's going to go like.
Yeah, is there on that, Al, when I'm in clinic treating people, you know, when I say normally, it's not very bloody normal anymore. On an average week, when a patient comes in, my whole approach is to look at it in a holistic view. It's not just, you know, someone's got 9 out of 10 pain shooting down their leg. Right, how quickly can you get me out of pain? I know that they want to, but, you know, they're also aware that it's stopping them sleeping, or they haven't been to the gym for 6 days, or this, and those stresses, anxieties are linked to pains and restrictions. They're not like you can have anxiety has different forms and ways of showing and presenting. So you can have anxiety over stress at work or a relationship or something like that. But you also have stress and anxiety and frustration and anger based on physical presentations. So with a clinic at the moment where I'm doing video consults, like Zoom, Facebook, things like that, I've had a couple of them already this week. And luckily they've been complaints that have been very mild. But at the same time, the start of the call, it definitely didn't feel like that, because the patient was anxious. The patient was scared, fearful. Sometimes, you know, obviously you don't want to take that too far, but they weren't happy with how they felt, thinking, you know, the term, have I broken my back? Have I done more damage? You know, what the hell's going on? And by the end of the call, based on the information I was given, and, you know, I built up a rapport with these patients over years anyway, like with yourself, but at the end of the call, after all the information I'd taken from and had a chat about it and went through, you know, the normal, the sleeping patterns, what exercise did you do? How many have you done? Have you done it since? Have you iced, heat, all that kind of stuff? By the end of it, they were, oh, I'm so glad I made the call. You know, at least I haven't got to worry about this for the next 2 or 3 weeks or 6 months or whatever it is. And I said, at the end of the day, if it persists, I gave them the advice. I'd say what exercises to do and what not to do, the heat or the ice, you know, whatever was relevant. And I said, look, give me a call in 2 or 3 days. Let me know how it's going. If it doesn't get better and you feel like the symptoms change, then give me a call. I'm at the end, you know, I'm on a button. Press a button and you can call me within reasonable times of the day. 3 a.m. But the whole point of it is that the kind of where I was going with today was the anxiety and stress that can be caused through physical pains. We're all very different. We all deal with it in different ways. You know, some people are talking about, obviously you've got the coronavirus and the different elements of that. I'm talking now about physical pains, which I see day in, day out on with patients, how much it frustrates them and scares them and causes anxieties that they're probably not aware of how I treat them, that I'm channeling different areas. Now, some people might turn around and there's probably millions of people who are stressed and anxious that they haven't seen a Premier League game in the last 3 weeks. Anxiety's, honestly, anxiety's different. Say again. The anxieties are different. It doesn't have to be a breakdown in a relationship. It can be, you know, I was watching Adam, you know, waiting for dinner earlier on and watching goals from 2017-18 season like it was Christmas Day. You know, I haven't seen any football. I'm a football fan. I haven't seen any for a month or whatever, 3 weeks. That's a different level of, it's a different type of anxiety, but nonetheless, it causes a frustration. So when you can't train, which is, you know, more your bag, when you can't train, you've got all your patients, all your clients now who are getting pretty pissed off with not being able to do the type of training to the level one-on-one with you or in your groups that you do that get the best out of them, are they? You know, they're not able to do that at the moment.
And obviously with the gyms closing, it's sort of, perhaps again, you can always look at that's the optimal thing, like the gym, because it's got more equipment, everything like that. But now you just, obviously, everyone has to adapt. It's just the way it is, and you have to sort of move to sort of just like, yes, perhaps just a less than optimal thing, and this is the next best thing, okay? It is home workout or running, whatever. That's what everyone has to adapt to. And like I said, obviously, with that then comes, like, home workouts. It's so easy to do. You can get them off sort of, off Google or YouTube, but then the difference is having that sort of, that support, that guidance, the accountability, the intensity, and the sort of community as well, of sort of like that's the coaching sort of thing. And like, it's like what Andy touched on, is a case of when if like patients are speaking to him or whatever, or if you've got any problems, you can contact him. It is that sort of, that certainty or that peace of mind or that confidence in like, I thought I'd slipped a disc. I thought it was something else, basically. I thought it was a shark bite, whatever. Okay. And it's just like, no, it's not. It's okay. You can still do this, and it's.
But some people need that. Some people need. It's not wrong. They need that. In all walks of life, they need that. Look, don't worry about it. It's fine. Oh, thank God for that. People need that basic thing.
Told
by somebody, I thought, you know, I think I've broken this, or I think I've ripped that, or I've ruptured that, and I sort of say, look, you know, I'm not going to just throw advice out for the sake of it. You know, I can't physically test people. I can get people to, you know, move their arm up and down, etc., on a video call. But the calls I've done this week, I haven't needed to do that because the information's been enough that I can go, you know, with my expertise, I can go, right, this, and this. But the whole point, you know, the topic tonight is really about the stress, anxiety, frustration, anger that our lives have. I'm not saying everyone's at home angry, but we are living a different life in the last few weeks. And, you know, if you went on an all-inclusive holiday for a week and you got 3 days in, you drunk too much, you've ate too much, you're a bit bored with the surroundings, and then you realise, well, I've only got a few days left, I'll make the most of it. Now, it's almost felt like that the last week and a half. But instead of this holiday being over at the end of this week, it's going to be the next week, and then possibly 3 weeks after that. There is, and that's the anxiety part is based on the unknown, and which feeds anxious people. The unknown is part of the problem. When you touched earlier on the I think you said about, you know, the picking the children up, the housework. You know, today I feel like I've cleaned my kitchen 5 times because we're feeding the kids every time. You know, it feels like they're guinea pig. I got 2 guinea pigs. I feel like they're guinea pigs. They're grazing. They're just eating all the time. And you're constantly clearing up. You know, can I have a drink? Can I have this? Can I have this? And of course we'll get it for them, but it's intense in a different manner to the way that I've experienced ever, really.
Totally. Like I said,
clearing up. You know, how many times have I cleared up my kids' playroom today? Constant bending. You know, they've dropped a glass or they dropped crisps. You get the Hoover out, and we chatted yesterday. You know, people, I got to quickly do it, and you quickly Hoover, but you bend down incorrectly. It's doing things more often, more regularly, things you don't normally do, and if you add it all up together, I mean, the people you've sent me in the past, and they might have said, look, I deadlift, you know, 180 kilograms. That's usually not what's hurt them. It's usually they've bent down to pick up the pencil and their back's gone. But it's all the times before that they've done the collective things that cause that one thing. And so we have to look at the next 6 to 6 weeks to 12 weeks, whatever it is. We have to look at that from now, not in 6 weeks' time, and look at it and go, I should have changed that. These sort of talks now is what we're trying to, you know, between the two of us, try and get out there to people that we're trying to get them to see their little faults, which is nothing bad. You know, acknowledging faults is good. You know, sleeping on your front, not great for you. Your head's twisted, your neck's twisted, your back's twisted. you know, how you pick. I mentioned to you the other day, I'm potty training my 2-year-old. There's a lot of kind of turning, twisting, lifting. So I've got to be conscious of that now. And, you know, I've got a newfound respect for the nursery workers who look after my crazy 2-year-old.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm dealing with that sort of stuff. And I'm sure anyone who's listening is going to sort of say, yeah, you know, I've got a 2-year-old or a 1-year-old or 3, something similar. And then you've got the opposite end of the scale where you could have someone who's self-isolating on their own and they have nobody to talk to apart from people, say family who they can speak on the phone.
Yeah.
So there's a different scale of it. You know, I've got my wife and my 2 kids. And to be honest, the only person who's, I suppose, doesn't really answer me back and is good to talk to is my border collie. And, you know, she listens really well. You know, so she like go in the living room, just speak to Poppy the dog. But you've got people who are on their own and they might not have anybody, and that stress, the anxiety, the loneliness, it can manifest itself in such a dangerous way at this point in time that we have to reach out to people. And those people, you know, when I'm offering these free consults, if there's someone at home and they are feeling anxious about having headaches or having a pain that's going down their left arm or whatever it might be, getting on a call and going, look, I know it's nothing, but it's worrying me. It could be the thing that just keeps somebody nice and stable. You know, I'm not expecting people to give me a bell who feel like their head's falling off. It's not that. It's anything and everything in a variety of complaints that people can now call me, build up a rapport, have somebody to go to, as opposed to wait 3 months. And by then, you know, the advice that I could give on a 10-minute phone call could be life-changing.
Yeah, no, literally, yeah. It's getting into that sort of getting people the realization that sort of like, if you go to you when they're in pain, it's usually too late. That's why I always say, like, it's just, you need extreme measures then, sort of thing. Like, if you go to you, I'm in pain, it's like war. Like, you go now, like, so if you just get sort of a build-up of symptoms, whatever, again, yeah, just sort of, I'm just thinking like perhaps a chiropractor's just for back pain or whatever, okay? I've got back pain. Or like people always said to me, why are you going to see a chiro? Are you in pain? I was like, no. Is your back hurting?
That's the point.
No.
That's the point.
Yeah, no, I was like, I go into him, so I'm not in pain. That's what you have to realize. And that's what sort of happens to a lot of people because, again, they go to the sort of, they only go to the dentist when they got toothache. They only sort of like go to the car garage when it's broken fucking down. Like, it's the same thing with the chiro. Again, like people go there, I can't stand up, and it's like, well, that hasn't happened. Like, that wasn't just because how you slept last night. That's happened over the previous 2 years. Okay. And this is why it's just about just realizing now, because like I said, you're changing your routine so much. Perhaps you're going from, sat down like this, whereas now you sat down like this on the sofa watching Netflix, or you're bending down different things and you're just not thinking about it. Whereas in the gym, when you're lifting in the gym, you are strong. And you are focused on technique in the gym. You are focused on your body positioning in the gym, okay? That is why you can lift the movement and still sort of be perhaps injury-free. But whereas now, you just sort of, I got the kid in one hand, you're doing stuff in the kitchen, then you're sort of trying some gardening. Like, when's the last time you did gardening? And now you've just gone and done it for 6 hours a day. Like, how often do you clean normally? Now you're cleaning like 3-4 times a day. All these different things. Or perhaps you go in like exercising, you're walking. Is that something you would not normally do? And now you've just gone from like sort of here and you've gone all the way up to here. And this sort of, the body and the mind can't sort of calibrate at that sort of the speed at which you've done it. And then obviously what happens is, stuff starts breaking.
The speed at what's changed is the problem.
Yeah.
We're not trying to do it, but that's the problem.
Yeah. It's just the speed at which like the body and mind can't comprehend it. It's like, you go from sort of driving once a week, like your car, now you're driving sort of like just 2 times a day down the motorway as well. Stuff's going to start breaking down. There's going to be wear and tear. You're going to sort of go through more fuel. And these are the things you need to understand now. If you were sort of doing, like I said, more things around the house, you like I said, just cleaning, picking up toys, these little things you just don't think about. It's just, why would you? Because it's just like, again, it's not gassing you. It's not pumping up your muscles. But again, like what's going to happen is, you'll train And then what will happen, like later on in the day, like you'll reach out for something like this, and I said, oh shit, and then actually felt something in my back, and then it's just that's
what you
what
want to
happened,
do.
and it's just like, oh love, fuck, like, oh, what can I do? Just take some paracetamol. Like, it's just, you're uncomfortable then. And again, I've spoken to people already who this has happened to. Like, it happened to my mum, okay? Like, so I spoke to her, like because she did sort of the Joe Wick stuff. Then she did sort of like, she went and cleaned the sort of the kitchen floor or whatever. And then I spoke to one of my clients. Again, he was going gardening. He doesn't normally garden. Now he's tried doing gardening because of the sort of situation we're in. And then his back's gone because he was just using a fork again. And just these little things that just people just don't disregarding, and the small things, it all sort of deposits. Like if not,
everything we're talking about now, it is specifically because of the coronavirus and the lockdown, and it's very obvious to. For the first time ever, everything we're saying is applicable to everybody on the planet, which I don't think that could probably ever will happen again.
Yeah.
Whereas everything we're saying now, I basically talk through these type of points specific to the person in front of me in clinic. Every single day I go to work. This is what I do. It's an investigation into a person's life.
Yeah, totally.
Now, if someone plays five-a-side football, the next 68-year-old woman might not. So I have to target what she does and make it realistic to her. So everything I do on a normal basis, or anyone who's been a new patient who I've treated in the last 6 months or so, or ever, has already got the tools to try and get through this hard period now the correct way, even though it'll still be challenging, but they've got the tools to understand the logic between, imagine I hadn't been to Andy and he hadn't pointed out X, Y, and Z, because I would have hammered them in the next 12 weeks, and I'd be in agony. So those people who do take that on board and have learned will benefit. It's just, I haven't treated hundreds of thousands of people. So unfortunately, unless they've had other chiropractors or other people who have taken that approach with them, they're going to be on their own thinking they're Dr. Google. I've done my back, I'll Google it. You've broken every bone in the body. Oh God, what's happened now? And that festers for the next 2 months, and it can't happen because there's different levels of mental strength or the psychological element of it. But not everyone's as strong as the next person, the person next to you. They're not, and that's where having people to talk to like this or like myself, having people at home. Some people might not be able to speak at home. They might do their back in and think, my husband or my wife, they're not going to understand. And then, I haven't got anyone else to talk to. This is the time where you have got someone to speak about it.
Yeah, totally. Like the mental aspect now, like you said, is massive. Not just from the change in routine, because that's messed everyone's heads up basically. Like, so this whole stress of just like, in terms of obviously the usual routine is just gone, and I'm at home, like I'm doing this, whatever. Then it's obviously got to look at the sort of, depending on their job and their business, the financial side and the implications there, the stress that's arising from that. And then obviously being at home with the kids and their partner, sort of like the guys I speak to, just, they sat at the kitchen table working with a partner. And that's not something they usually do. And just like, she's doing my head in. Or like the kids are sort of, we all love our kids.
Hanging on their arm.
Yeah, but it's like, oh my God, he's having a moment. He's doing my head in.
But that might have been for 10 hours. That could be 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day.
Yeah, exactly.
As opposed to like a proper desk set up in a work where you get to, go, religiously go here. I had a call with a patient on, I'm sorry to jump in. I had a call with a patient a couple of days ago, and I could see on the Zoom call that she was in her office, office-based worker. And she works long hours, 9, 10 hour days. And I said, how have you felt the difference in the last 10, 11 days compared to the office space? And it was still a challenge trying to fix it, because anybody who spends 10 hours a day on a desk, it's not easy. It's a challenge. That's not, you can't just wave a magic wand and go, exercise, treatment, you're done. You got to work bloody hard at that. And you're still going to have deficits of aches and pains. But this girl, I said, what have you changed? She said, to be honest, I kind of got out of bed and got changed, had some breakfast, sat down, haven't really moved. And it was 5, 6. It's even worse when you're at home because you haven't got that, you haven't got those routines that get you up. You have meetings, or you're told to go for lunch, or you've got a business meeting in the conference room, or you've got to pop to town to get something. So those people are, and I'm sure she's not the only one, there's thousands of people like that.
That's what I was going through, isn't it? Yeah. The structure's gone, like this sort of, they get up at this time, they get ready, they leave the house, they get to work, then they have the chat, and then they sort of sit at their desk, then they do this and they do this. Whereas now it's just like
I said, what have you done different? What have you done different? And she said, well, I walk to and from work. That's 50 to 60 minutes a day. I usually go for a walk at lunchtime. Haven't been doing that. That's 45 minutes. I might pop to towns. That's another walk. It might be a couple of hours a week. When you add it all up over a 5-day week, all of it together, you're talking that person's mobility levels have reduced by, could be anything up to 10, 12 hours a week, if not more.
That's it. Again, it's just that sort of
bones and joints are going to absolutely hate that.
Yeah, it's those little daily things that you sort of, that people take for granted, or they just underestimate. Like, a lot of people, I think, I don't know, sort of perhaps if it's when you see patients, but they think the sort of, my back pain, they can't figure out where they've gone wrong. They're just like, it must have been doing that or whatever. But then obviously I think we can see you just like play Cluedo basically and just pull back, right, this is what your lifestyle was like, or this is what it's doing, and then you can just like this is how you're doing. So I think you're putting this many hours into this, and you've gone from doing this now to doing this, whatever, and then you can see sort of like this build up of what you're doing has caused this, okay, because you've just gone from this posture and now to doing this, and your activity levels have reduced, or whatever. And that's sort of, it always comes back to the process of, like you just said, that lady who's sort of like working at home now, her activity's gone down, and just perhaps the way she goes through her day now, her structure, it'll sort of like she'll get a sort of the side effects of that in perhaps a few weeks or a few months time if she carries on. So I think it's not.
But what is a normal complaint is, say, a right-sided lower back problem, which we've worked on to get more mobility. You take that mobility out, you add in sat in a chair that's not your usual chair with all that, the reduced amount of mobility, and suddenly, oh God, my neck's hurting, I'm getting a few headaches, and then you start worrying, well, where's this come from? How long is this going to go on for? And it all comes back full circle to worrying about stuff you don't. Unfortunately, I know nothing about cars. I'm rubbish at mechanic, bloody rubbish. And if I got in my car and a couple of lights started flashing, I'd be straight to them. I'd be straight to the garage because I don't know anything about it. I don't know enough about it. But if you just kept ignoring light after light after light, and you got in and they were flashing like fireworks every day, you wouldn't be surprised if your car blew up or your engine broke down. And we have to. I'm not saying people are going to spontaneously combust, but you can't be surprised when things go wrong if you ignore pain and restriction as warning signs. And you're going to get far more warning signs in the coming weeks and months than we've ever had. I was going to ask you, if patients came to me now, from a PT point of view, what would be your recommendation of, say, firstly, someone who exercises all the time compared to now, and someone who is very bit part, who's now suddenly got a lot of time on their hands to do more? What would be your kind of advice for either type of example?
It's all sort of dependent on the individual, and like a sort of their sort of position, and sort of, like I said, making sort of like small like changes basically. Like I said, if someone is conditioned and they're used to training, going to the gym quite often, then they've already they built the sort of the resilience in their body. Their muscles are used to it, the body's used to it. Like they can recover from that stress. Like say 4 or 5 times a week. So now, like if they go into sort of training like 4 or 5 days a week with body weight stuff, whatever, then they built the tolerance to that. Okay, it's like if I go out to go on a night out now, I'm pissed after like 3 drinks, okay? Because I haven't got a tolerance, okay?
It's because you drink pints of vodka, that's why.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll have a massive hangover. Where it's like some guys, if they go out every weekend, they got a bigger tolerance to it. They can drink 20 pints and go out the next day. That would ruin me, okay? And it's the same thing, like, sort of, you've got to assess now where you were before. If you were training, then yeah, carrying on training, like, you can train 4 or 5 days a week, you can recover, you've got a tolerance, your body's used to that, okay? Whereas, like, if you were sort of, yeah, perhaps sparingly going to the gym before, or you never really did much, and now you've just like, oh, I got all this time, people are suggesting me to train, I see home workouts everywhere, like, I know it's really good for me, my partner's doing it, oh, I'll do it, I'll do it sort of every day. And it's like that much of a transition, again, it's sort of, like you just said, like, sort of...
It could be twice a day now, though. People, you know, what happens in the morning compared to the evening, it feels like, it doesn't feel like one day is one day, it feels like 5 days is blended into one. I mean, you could train 18 times a day, couldn't you?
Yeah, that's it. Now you've got
boredom, you know,
especially at home. Their work is quite flexible. Whatever. Okay, like, let's go for a walk. Don't normally do that. Then it's sort of, okay, let's do some some body weight stuff or whatever. Then we'll do like another sort of type of workout as well, because I didn't really feel much from that. I feel good right now, and that's what's going to happen. Like, it's sort of, it'll take a few days before, like, the side effects come up, before you get the sort of, like I said, it's exactly the same as when you can spend as much as you want right now on the credit card, you get a bill a month later. So yeah, you could be training right now, like, sort of, like, after sort of, how long are we in? Like, this is the 2nd week. You might have sort of started like the end of last week, and like now you just saw, oh, I love these bodyweight workouts. I'm smashing out twice a day, getting a running as well. It's like, okay, good. Like, but you can't sustain that, and your body will start fighting back. Because again, that's a load. Like, I even wouldn't do that. Because you don't necessarily need to, for starters, okay? You don't need that amount of volume to lose weight. You train 3 days a week and your diet's on point, yeah, that's perfect, okay? You will get results from that if you're starting from nothing. But what's going to happen is, if you were going from nothing, or just like in and out of the gym, and now you think, oh, I got this time, I can smash it, then you are going to get smashed, okay? It's just a matter of time, basically, because...
are you finding clients are again, like kids grazing a bit, like, you know, they're in the kitchen all day long, kind of open the fridge, oh, I'll have a bit of that, and oh, there's some leftover, I've got dinner in an hour, I'm a bit peckish now, and
so it's the same situation for all of us, isn't it? Like, we're at home, I'm in the the kitchen now, it's like an open plan thing, and it's just sort of, yeah, like oh, hello fridge, oh, hello cupboards, my old friend. And it's sort of like, oh, I'll just grab a pack of crisps, I'll grab a biscuit, whatever. Or your partner's asking, oh, I'm making this, do you want something? Or you're making stuff for the kids, and then it's like, oh, I'll just have something myself. And yeah, it's just a lot more sort of opportunities, a lot more perhaps distractions, and obviously it's a lot more boredom as well, because you're just like, oh, I'm doing my work, I can't be asked for this. Or you've watched the sort of the 10th episode of Netflix, whatever, or you're just bored. You've had enough of your partner. Okay, right, kitchen. And then you just sort of, that becomes a sort of the reward for that sort of action.
Yeah. So I think what's hit home this week for me, because everything I'm speaking about and we're speaking about, we're not exempt from these feelings. You know, a couple of days ago, I woke up and thought, you know, the couple of days before, I felt positive that, right, we're going to do this today with the kids. And yeah, you know, you wake up, you have these days where you think, not feeling it today. You know, if you're like, this is day 8 or day 9 or whatever it was, a couple of days ago. Yeah. And it just was a bit of a crap day. And I'm not like that normally, but I did have that day where I thought, I'm not overly happy today. And thought, right, you know, if I keep getting into that slump, it's not going to be productive. Whereas the first week felt like you were on holiday. You know, I was drawing pictures with the kids, and I was sort of, you know, we were doing fun videos, and they were like educational things. I was getting involved. The weather was nicer, so it did feel like it was that kind of break that.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. Yeah. And then, you know, the weather's changed, got a bit colder. Kids are indoors. It all kind of homes in a little bit more tight, a bit tighter. So you feel the intensity a little bit more.
Definitely. Like, sort of,
And then anybody with kids or a bigger family than one, they must relate to that in some way, because
oh
it's
yeah, like we all go through it. Like we're both dads, and sort of the further we go into it now, like the intensity is going up. The bigger sort of like a reality of like, oh fuck, this is it now, and like the sort of we've adjusted to norm, and just realised, perhaps again that was the honeymoon period last week, like where it's like, oh, I get all this time now. I got all this time with the kids, different things. I get to stay at home. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, again, like that was perhaps the honeymoon stage, okay? And then now we're shifting in, this is reality. Shit is starting to hit the fan, and it's like, I can't draw another picture. I can't watch another fucking episode of Paw Patrol. I can't sort of like...
you don't like Paw Patrol?
Huh?
You don't like Paw Patrol? I've watched Moana 5 times today.
Huh?
I've watched Moana 5 times today.
Moana.
I know all the words now. Ugh.
My daughter's all into the YouTube stuff and like sort of like the online gaming. That's what I sort of like where she's at anyway. But
I said to my wife, "Oh, why is Alfie still screaming?" And she said, "He's not. He's in bed. He's been asleep for an hour." I was thinking, must just be in my head then, because he screamed for so long. I'm still hearing it, and he's not even awake.
Like, yeah. But yeah, like obviously the deeper we go into it now, it is sort of tightening up. People are sort of like all different families, because you are in isolation. You are just like, you wake up and just like, oh, those emotions are just like Groundhog Day, like sort of like the same again. Like people are like, oh, what have you been up to? Like what do you think I've been up to? I've been in my fucking house all day. What kind of question is that? And yeah, like this is where the sort of like the mindset is.
But this is where we go back to it. This is why people need to be. I had a chat with you yesterday or the day before, and believe it was like a highlight of my day, because it was something different. When you're speaking to. Yeah, and because it was you, of course. Sorry. But yeah, it's something different. It's just life is different. But as much as kind of like touching on the stuff we've said so far, on a personal front, in the 7 years I've had the clinic, I've not taken more than 1 week off in a row. I haven't had a 2-week holiday. I've gone on holiday for 7 days to Turkey or wherever, Greece or wherever, and then I've gone back to work straight away. I haven't had any time. I had 3 days off in 2 years. Same as my wife. She doesn't take hardly any time.
Yeah.
And on the flip side of how bad all this is, I will never ever get a chance to spend this amount of time with my children and wife as a family. That I have to do. Not that I don't want to do, but if my wife said, should we take a week off in April at Easter? A month or two ago, I said, well, what are we going to do? And she said, oh, we could just stay at home and do some nice things. And being brutally honest, with my own business, I can't do that. I can't just go out for lunch. If a patient called, I'd want to go to work. So unless I'm in a different country, I can't switch off to life here. Yeah. So on a positive, this is the first time I'll ever be able to have this amount of time off with the kids and my wife. And the dog and all that, gone out for walks, which is amazing.
Yeah.
It's just something we've been given.
Yeah.
But in that sense, we got to try and make a positive out of it.
Oh yeah.
But we can only be positive if we're not laid up in bed screaming in agony with back pain and shoulder injuries and the rest of it, which is back to the complaint stuff.
Yeah. Because obviously what we talk about now is the sort of like, I guess, the symptoms and what's actually going on, the reality. Obviously what we can go on to now is obviously that's how do we solve this sort of thing, because like I said, like this is an opportunity for us. Yes, again, like it's not the best thing or whatever, but it's a change and we have to embrace it again, because we won't get this time back. Like I keep saying to my guys and people I speak to, like in a year from now, 3 years from now, you will look back on this moment just like, wow, do you remember that when we had that sort of the month off and we were just together? Like, and you won't, and you're just like, oh, I wish I didn't do that. I wish I embraced it. I wish I sort of did this. I wish I
don't have regrets.
Yeah, that's it. Because like right now, people are like, oh, fucking hell, like, what am I going to do? I'm so bored. Then like you look back, in a year from now, you'll be back in work and you could be complaining you're in work and wishing you were back here. Okay, this is what you have to understand. Is just, yeah, I sort of like, people are dying, but again, things you have to realize, people die every day anyway. Okay, this is what you have to understand. And like, yes, perhaps again, financially it's not perhaps the best for you, so position you're in, whatever, for your job or for your business or your household, whatever. But again, it's just like Andy was saying, it's just this time, we won't get this back. The time you're able to spend and influence with like your kids, like, fuck, you're homeschooling them. How amazing is that? You get to have that influence. You get to teach them like different life skills and be around them, whereas perhaps you don't see that. Perhaps you just see them on the weekends, whatever. Now you get to sort of have some really deep connections and build memories for them, because they'd be like, oh yeah, do you remember that sort of back in 2020 when we had 2 months together and we did this, we did that each day and different things like that? Oh, that was amazing. Because yeah, this is what you have to understand. It's just, yeah, this is like an opportunity sort of thing. As much as sort of like it's easy to fall into the negative, it's easy to fall into the stress and the anxiety, but then it's again being like sort of the opportunity and being grateful like sort of, you are like, we are healthy, we're alive, we have like a sort of, we have a home to stay in, because that's all we've been asked to stay home. Be grateful we have a home to stay in. Be grateful we have sort of food within our home. Be grateful our family's healthy. Be grateful we're not in sort of we're not in hospital or whatever. Okay. And like, be grateful sort of, yeah, we can sort of like do stuff like this. We have for technology and speak to people. And these are things sort of like you have to sort of try and sort of understand now and try and change the mindset, change your perspective, instead of like all that sort of the negativity, that stress, the anxiety, and realize, wow, okay, it's grateful. Yeah, I'm grateful. Like, obviously I'm still alive. I'm grateful sort of, my family are healthy. Like I just said, like all those different things. And then that sort of starts to reframe things. You just realize, oh, wow, yeah, like I could be out on the sort of, I could have no food in the house. I could be outside. I could sort of be, I don't know, perhaps, yeah, like in sort of like tucked up in bed or not able to move from bed physically or whatever. I could be a lot more
positive.
And like, so doing that sort of gratitude is what sort of innate, like cancels out the anxiety and that fear and just makes you think, wow, all I've got to do, like when, like, so it makes you think, all I've got to do is stay at home with my family and kids. And you're like, why am I complaining? And then sort of like, when you start drilling in like gratitude and different things like that and seeing it in that different perspective, you're like, wow, okay. And that's sort of like, obviously the benefit perhaps of this, like speaking to stuff like that.
There was the
tools.
There was only another point I just wanted to sort of make, which I hope this is something people take on board and they'll probably relate to, because, you know, they must do. Over the years when I've treated people who've come in based on a physical complaint, and they think, you know, obviously, I'm not a counsellor, I'm not a psychiatrist and all this kind of, you know, more psychological elements, but doing what I do when you speak with people and you're dealing with feelings, emotions, and sometimes very, very high, you know, you do learn to become that person as well.
Yeah.
Which I pride myself on taking that type of element. And when I have people, you know, years ago, I might have had someone who say, you know, I've got excruciating back pain. I just want to get rid of it because I suffer with depression, or I suffer with this, or I suffer with that, and, you know, it's doing my head in. I can't have it any longer. All right, well, tell me a little bit about your lifestyle. You know, go to bed about 3 a.m., wake up about 11:30, do a bit of this, do a bit of that, you know, and excluding the coronavirus and everything going on now, go back to 6 years, that person needs to change. They need to change the way they live their life so that their body can function in a better way. Now, the link for that compared to now is that if you're the Joe Blogs where you get up at 6:30, you have your shower, you have your breakfast, you drive half an hour to work, and then all the normal things, you have your lunch, you leave work at 5:30, it can be monotonous and tedious for people, but it's life, but it's structured. And at the moment, we're on a slippery slope that we don't know how long of that structure being completely ripped and torn up and thrown out the window. So anyone at home listening, if you normally go to bed, if you normally wake up at 6, don't get out of bed any later than 7:30, 8. You know, 7:30, 7:30, try and keep it within an hour or so. If you normally go to bed at 10:30, you know, don't start going to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning watching 2 or 3 films, because I know you can, and I know you're grown adults and everything, but if you keep doing it and doing it, there'll come a point when you're going to have to go back to work. And the transition is going to be so difficult. You're not going to know what's hit you. Again, going back to that stress, depression, and depression's a strong word, but and it can be used in so many different ways. But that not being happy about how you've had to try and transition that part of your life from good to shitstorm to good is going to be very difficult. So if you can just try and keep it in something within an hour, hour and a half of either side of what I've said, going to bed and waking up, if you can keep it like that, it'll be so much easier to get back into your normal routine than have to struggle so badly. And I'm sure, I've had a few days where I've gone to bed later and woken up a bit later. I don't feel very good for it.
Yeah,
believe it or not. Yeah. Most people go, oh, I'd love a lie-in. I've got 2 kids. A lie-in for me is 6:45.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Yeah, same thing. I've like I said, same as you, mate. I've never lied in past 7 or like 7:30, whatever. And I never sort of feel good from a lie-in anyway. Like sort of like 10, 11 o'clock. Yeah, I do it once or twice, but then if you're continuously doing it, like you said, it's just about sort of keeping that sort of structure like you would normally. Because yeah, you can sort of go to bed later, get up later, start sort of changing sort of your meals and stuff slowly. And again, you wouldn't notice it at the time. You wouldn't notice much difference. Like I said, if you went to bed like at 2 a.m. tonight and woke up later and then slowly each day, you wouldn't notice it. You wouldn't necessarily feel any pain from it. Yes, you'd be a bit more tired. But like Andy said, it's about sort of in a few months' time, that's when you get the credit card bill. That's when like the sort of the results would compound. These actions you were taking now, that's when you
hits the fan 2 months later, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The beep hits the fan 2 months later, basically.
Yeah. So now, sort of, everything you were doing now, the actions you were doing now are going to sort of like 2 months, 3 months down the line, that is where they'll come to fruition and just be like, you just be sort of, again, a mess, basically, okay? If you sort of really go like physically, mentally, if you start to really slip in and going into sort of like, just really like overeating, like really dropping your activity, like disregarding your sleep and just disregarding any sort of health. Again, it's not going to really affect you now, these days. Like in a month or two, like that's when it'll sort of like, oh wow, I'm an actual mess. Like I've gained weight, I've got no energy, I've got no confidence. My head is fried, my head's in the shed, and just sort of like I'm always snapping at like people. Like sort of anxiety's high, my mood is not very good. I need sort of so much.
But that comes again. I mean, you add on the kind of diet. I've had brilliant this week. And my wife's an amazing cook. I mean, anyone who's been to our house is just it's like a 2 Michelin-starred restaurant. It's amazing. I've had another amazing meal tonight. And we're foodies. I look forward to our evening meal. And it's it's home cooked. It's healthy. And it varies, but there's that. So how you suddenly start changing your diet. There's alcohol consumption. When I talked about the kind of all-inclusive feeling. We're not exempt from it. You feel like you've got no one else to answer to. When you haven't got to go to work and you have that extra glass of wine. I'm not the only one who's thought about it or done it. And everything has got to be done within, like you said, a structure, and not too much of one thing. I spoke to you on a call yesterday where I said my wife had, luckily I can help her, but she'd hurt her left shoulder and tweaked her hamstring. And, she's trained 12 days on the trot, but she doesn't normally train. She might do twice a week, say.
Yeah.
And she's trained and gone, all I did was a burpee and my hamstring's gone. And I sort of said, well, it just was that one-off. It can happen to anybody. Or B, it's just overexerted. It's just not used to what this level of what you're doing. Totally. And we won't 100% know which one it is. So anyone out there who hasn't yet tweaked their hamstring or pulled their thigh, done their neck, whatever it is, if that rings a bell at the moment, take tomorrow off, recharge your batteries, go back the next day. Do it for 3 days. Take the fourth day off. It doesn't have to mean, you said earlier, 3-4 days a week, if that's your norm. So someone who's doing twice a week suddenly does 14 out of 14 or 12 out of 12. You know, you hope you don't injure yourself, but you are also, it's just like that risk, that percentage of risk factor going up and down all the time. You've got to keep it down there as opposed to up there.
Yeah, it's always riding that tightrope. Like, so with training, or the more you push yourself, because at the end of the day, like, so training is a stress. It's stress on the body, and you have to be able to recover from that. Otherwise, again, it is sort of, the more you go on.
What happens up there when you can't release the stress from
Like, so
exercise?
you get that injury, like, because obviously you haven't recovered from it, like, and that obviously sets you back, and then obviously this kicks in. And the biggest thing of injuries is, like, injuries not necessarily painful physically, because obviously you're treated or on painkillers, whatever, but it's sure.
You're not on painkillers. I'm not allowed painkillers. You're not allowed painkillers.
All right, whatever. No, but I'm saying, like I said, you put your foot up or you rest and stuff, whatever. But then the cycle. Oh, I can't do this. I'm bored. What do I do now? And this is why, like, where the demons come out. But like I said, as I said, it's having that sort of, try and keep that structure. Yeah, deviate off. Of course, we all do. Okay, we're humans. Okay, we have a beer, have a few, whatever. But again, this is trying to come back to that structure, like, sort of not deviating off for like longer than 2 or 3 days or whatever. Trying to have some sort of structure to your day, to what's going on, like physically and mentally. But yeah, the main thing is, I think, like, sort of obviously with our mindset is about sort of, right, what can you sort of do each day to sort of like invest in that mindset now, or just to stay sort of centered. Like, yeah, obviously exercise is important, but like I just said, it's just obviously knowing how to recover from, listening to your body. Like, if you are sort of, if tonight now you're jacked up, or you wake up tomorrow and just like in aches, and you plan to do a training, then just, you've got to listen to your body, okay? Like, because it's not perhaps used to recovering. Do you sort of like, there's a difference between, I always say to my guys, you got to know the difference between being a pussy, like in terms of like, oh, just man up and do it. And the flip side of the coin then is a case of like knowing to step back so you can recover and then perform better on another day. Okay, you need to sort of learn the difference. So it's just like, oh, okay, should I do this? Should I run again? Like, okay, is my back's here again? I could push through it, but then is that the wisest thing? Is it like, okay, do I need to step back for a day? It's not what I normally do. Yeah, okay, a step back for a day and go another day. I'll do something else today.
But with that element, Al, when you're still online coaching people, training, you've got that ability to still communicate with people and give them that guidance and that, right, don't do this, no, hang on, don't be silly. You've got that almost authority and power to kind of get that across to people. Whereas I have to have people come to me, or I do these videos and I do these talks where we talk about things to try and highlight it and plant that seed that person then says, yeah, I've been sick, I need to speak to him, or I need to speak to them. So you've got the luxury of being able to have that structure already in place with your people. You know it's not going to go, you know, if they mess up tomorrow, you know you might speak to them 3 days later. So for me, a lot of today is, again, it's about, if anything's clicked with anyone, or anything's, you know, whether it's 1, 2, 10, 20, it doesn't matter. You know, no one's bad for it. But if there's something that's struck a chord where they think even a 5-minute chat about that one point could be something that will relieve my mind. It doesn't have to be anxiety or stress. It can just be a little bit of something, oh, I wouldn't like that to build up. Then take advantage of it, really.
Yeah, of course. I think, obviously with me as well as you, again, a lot of people obviously are reactive. Like, they only come to me when they've not seen results, or they're overweight, it's gone too far. Like, same with you as well. They'll only reach out like when they're in pain, when it's just too late. And like I said, just limited stuff you can do, or need extreme measures. But obviously what we're trying to convey today, it is a case of like, now is where you need to invest, like, sort of for your future self, basically, to sort of bulletproof yourself for going forward. So like I said,
so when they come and see me in 6 weeks' time, when I'm back open, the complaint has only got to 40%. It's not banging on the 90%. As in 100% is horrific, and 90% is, you know, because then that person's going to go, quite rightly, oh, please help me. What can you do? And yes, I'm still going to be dedicated to helping them, but it's going to be a damn sight harder and it's going to take a lot more time, and it's going to be more money for them.
Yeah, of course.
Whereas if we talk through the things now, yes, you'll still need to see me maybe in 6 weeks' time, but at least you'll be 10 steps ahead of the game in 6 weeks as opposed to being 100 behind it.
Yeah,
and that's the kind of, again, what you said, that's the mindset we want to kind of have people to take on board from now.
Yeah, totally, yeah. Because like I said, guys, just like, yeah, you reach out, you consider it sort of like physically, you go to the gym or you want to lose weight, whatever. Yeah, you can, like, oh, I need to do sort of contact Al, whatever. But what you need to realize is just like when I contacted Andy, it's not about sort of back pain. It's not about necessarily just the back. It's not about necessarily pain. I had contact when I wasn't, and that's what you need to understand is like that he can really help you, like, and just speak
proactive.
Just sort of, yeah, again, just literally hit him up. Like, where's the best place to contact you, man? Like, how can people get hold of you? Facebook?
Either email andy@thecardiffchiropractor.com. Go on my Facebook page, Andy Davies Chiropractic Clinic, and then obviously you can message. If you do want any type of sort of video consult, anything that we've sort of touched on today or anything additional, then we can set up either a FaceTime call or a Zoom call like this. But yeah, look, it's not tied in. It's just, there's no pressure. It's just offering something at a time where people need that little bit of extra help. That's all. It's nothing, no strings attached. If it's a one time we have a chat, that's it. Fine, it's no worries. If it's something that you want to, right, from now on, I've had a new lease of life, right, this is how I'm going to approach my health. You're going to do it in a proactive way instead of being reactive. And I try and get that into the mindset of patients that I treat. So, people that I don't yet know, if you can come to me with that mindset, we're a step ahead of the game already then. Yeah,
totally, yeah. And that's it. Just like if you're contacting him, like I said, it's just like you just like it's more about peace of mind. Like there's no tied in. Like say with me, if you want to sort of any help with me, yeah, just sort of we can jump on a call, just like sort of any time sort of thing. Well, obviously schedule in, but yeah, just let's chat sort of thing. I can sort of see where you're at. Like, and then like to Andy, they can give a diagnosis or whatever. Just give you some sort of certainty, give you some sort of clarity, and like get rid of that cloud above your face, above your head, and so just like this is where you're at. This is the best things you can do right now, and that's what just the beauty of it. So again, just reach out to him like on his Facebook page, Andy Davies. I'll link it above anyway. But Andy Davies Chiropractic Clinic, and just hit him up. Like I said, you know what he's like. You're just looking at him, you talk to him. Yeah, he's a cool dude sort of thing. He won't bite you. Just literally sort of hit him up. Yeah, and just like I said, jump on and stuff. He's a family man. Like I said, if you connect with that, like obviously what we've said, then yeah, like sort of this, and you are experiencing some symptoms, and just like, yeah, I am perhaps training a lot more, and I'm worried about this, and perhaps I've tweaked something, I'm unsure, or you're thinking, yeah, perhaps because Andy, like perhaps things are closed now, Andy can't help me. Well, it's not, obviously, like I said, just that's the point trying to get across is that he can sort of thing. And just, yeah, like I said, just any issues, obviously, like hit me up or hit Andy up again, and sort of, yeah, you can speak to him. And yeah, it's more just to help you for you physically, obviously, but obviously more mentally, like that peace of mind, that certainty, that clarity, and just like, oh, okay, just going forward, then you taking better steps and yeah, taking a better approach, that it doesn't develop or whatever.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Awesome, mate. Yeah, so we'll just wrap it up there, guys. And obviously, if you sort of obviously watched this and enjoyed it or anything struck home, whatever, yeah, you connected with whatever we're talking about, then yeah, like any questions you've got, any sort of thoughts, any issues you got, feel free. Just sort of yeah, we're both on Facebook.
Sorry to jump in. So if there are any questions, like Al said, jot them down. And if there are enough questions or they have enough kind of scope to talk about it that involves both of us again, then we can maybe do another call and maybe go through the questions and answer them for people. So we can kind of, with certain questions, it's hard to give like a 2-sentence reply on Facebook, for instance. So some of it might be more beneficial like this. So just ask whatever, even if it's a personal question, whatever it is, just obviously follow the links and fire away.
Yeah, totally. Like if you've got any questions, or we could do like we'll do it again, like a case study or something, perhaps. Whatever. Like sort of go through someone sort of and just show you sort of like what like their life is like, why they're in pain, what has caused that. Just show you sort of like like that's because I always do it with my sort of clients, and just seeing that case study or seeing someone else like their sort of issues and or what their problems and their lifestyle, and then just a lot more relatable. But yeah, guys, I hope you've sort of enjoyed that and I sort of got some benefit from it. Like I said, any questions, we'll probably do another one as well, because just it's something to do in it, something to hang out like. Like so feel free.
My kids still think that I'm playing hide and seek.
I've counted to like 2,000 and I still can't find you.
Yeah. We started the game at about 7 o'clock this morning, so I've done well to leave it this long.
Yeah, fair play, mate. Just hiding in the study all day. But guys, again, so thanks for sort of again. We'll see you again, basically, no doubt. And again, pleasure, mate. Thank you, bro. And
thanks, Al. Cheers.
Take it easy, mate.